Remote, and each week we're breaking down the TV everyone's talking about in sci-fi drama, reality TV, and everything in between. I'm your host, Steve, and I'm joined here by my vibrant co-host, Regine. How are you doing, friend? How was your long weekend?
It was good. I hate that I sighed.
Do you
I
have
hate
to
that I
unpack
sighed.
that?
I might and talk to that lady. I did talk to that lady for real. But, it was good, it was good. Family reunion stuff. I haven't been to a family reunion in so long, and it wasn't even my family, so it gave me a different view of family reunions.
That is such a Black American thing.
Mhm.
Like, Caribbean people don't really do family reunions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we see each other when there's
Yeah.
events, but there's
Yeah.
not a specific, "Oh, we're making this plan for the whole entire family to connect at some point."
Yeah, and, Scotty's family, on this particular side of the family, it was their 50th family reunion, and they do it every year. Like, it's an event, like, they have a scholarship, like, they have it's a whole I've never seen such an organized thing for a family reunion.
That's a good thing.
It really is. I mean, I took a lot of notes, like, if you do wanna have a family, if you do wanna have family reunions, it does have to be, like everybody does have to be involved. You just can't l like, have it for, like, certain people to do it. It's a business.
It's a
It's a
collective
business.
collective effort,
Yeah,
collective
it
effort.
is, it
Yeah, yeah.
is.
Oh, that's what's up, that's what's
Yeah.
up. Feels like I haven't spoken to you in forever,
I
but,
know. We don't talk as much as we used to, man.
you know, life, I'm doing things, so
Tough, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
I don't
know.
know what to tell you. I don't know what to
I
tell you.
know. We're
But
gonna be back. We're gonna be back very soon.
sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking, speaking of talking, it's the perfect time to give everyone a quick reminder. If you appreciate how we analyze these shows, you're only seeing half of our content on YouTube. We, of course, have our rewatch series, Rewind and Analyze, which is exclusively on Patreon, including a massive catalog of over 100 hours of deep dives waiting for you right now. This includes our reviews into classic seasons of The Walking Dead, which we
Mhm.
might talk about a little bit later, True Blood, True Detective, and our ongoing MCU movie timeline, which we will definitely be talking about a little bit later as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So if you want to support Black creators, get exclusive access and binge the catalog without the ad breaks, hit the link in our description and
Yeah.
do the things. Just do the things because we asked you to.
Yeah.
But before we start our show, we of course have our commercial break segment where we try to tie into some things that's happening around TV and
Mhm.
film,
Mhm.
entertainment news. So of course, I got to ask you about your Walking Dead journey. If there's any updates you want to give the audience, I think we spoke about this. You've gotten pretty far.
Yeah, I'm just on
Uh,
season 9. I haven't been able to get back. Last week was, me traveling and stuff.
uh-huh.
I guess like I was saying before we started recording, I have been slacking on my TV, so I'm a little rusty this week. I am behind
Okay.
on so many things. The only thing I've watched was this, The House of Dragon. So,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't wait to
okay.
watch TV. So,
Any thoughts? Now that you've hit season 9?
I don't know if I said this, but I'm interested to see where it's going because now Negan isn't a factor
Mhm.
in the storyline. He's been conquered. Hate to say that. Conquered.
Okay.
Um, I know it's like ew. So yeah, I want to see like what is the next problem because obviously in this world,
There's always some shit going on.
all when I say always some shit.
Yeah,
It be
tough.
pissing me off, like, dang. But I guess that is the reality when you don't have things like in our world, in our real world, because
Mhm.
that can really happen to us in the Walking Dead scenario. If we don't when we don't have laws and guidelines and things governing us? I don't know, is that a word?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We can get crazy. We can get
yeah.
crazy.
I
Humans
mean,
can
you
get
don't even have to take it to that extent. If you unfortunately see, less affluent neighborhoods, you see
mhm.
chaos because
I mean,
people
yeah,
have access to
The Wire.
resources. Yeah, so,
So,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember I don't and that's exactly why I didn't wanna cover it
Yeah,
on
because you see,
Patreon
like
because
yeah.
after season 7 and
Mhm.
you after the whole Lucille lineup, it's a lot of stuff going on, but there's also not a lot of stuff going on.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I
oh,
but
okay.
again, I enjoyed season 8 a lot, but I do think it was literally like season 4 repeat. Like season 7 was like season 3, and then
Mhm.
season 8 was season 4. Like
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Tough, tough,
Yeah.
tough, tough. So I guess I then can't ask you about Silo. You haven't watched the latest episode of
I
Silo.
didn't, but Scotty kinda gave me a synopsis, but it's hard when like, even when you give me a synopsis of stuff, like The Walking Dead, like, I listen to y'all, but if I can't see it, I can't think it. I'm
I
such a
listen, but I don't.
it's not even like, I might be really on the spectrum for real. Please stop. I need you to agree about
I'm looking at my notes. I'm looking at my
okay,
notes
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Uh, because I am a visual learner. I have to see it and hear it at the same time. That's why I'm reading subtitles when I'm watching the shows. Like, my brain just doesn't grasp the information how I need it to when somebody else is telling me. So I have to see
You're
it
a
for
visual
myself.
learner. You're a
I am a
visual
visual
learner.
learner. I am. I'm a
Ain't nothing
visionary,
wrong
you
with
know?
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Plus, the human body is actually not designed to multitask, so you get coverage for that.
I think I'm actually made myself multitask.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no
a
comment.
sicko,
No,
a real
no comment.
sicko, real sicko.
I did enjoy. All I will say is I did enjoy
Yeah,
this episode more than the first two.
Scotty said it was
Um,
good.
they finally are presenting more conflict,
Of the
and
plot. I heard look
that's really all I want.
yeah,
Like, I get it. Maybe this is just me,
yeah,
not being patient with the first two episodes, especially when we're talking about the past. But
yeah.
now we're starting to see like the mystery aspect of it all. It's like, oh, okay, now
Mhm,
I'm intrigued. Like
mhm.
now we seeing some shady shit going on. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than the first two episodes.
Okay.
Um, but I kind of have like an overarching theme of
Mhm,
some of the stuff that I
mhm.
want to cover before we get into House of the Dragon.
Okay.
So just some quick things. I don't think I brought this up in any of the previous episodes, but some more recent news, which we've kind of touched upon in the past.
Mhm.
Sony had announced that PlayStation is no longer doing physical disc starting in 2028. Yeah. So
Too much. It
obviously
costs too much and people ain't buying them.
that goes back to the whole idea of, us as millennials trying to go back to the analog system because
Yeah.
now everything is a subscription and
Everything is
everything is
digital.
digital. But
Yeah.
then do you really own it if they
You
could
don't.
remove it from their system at any time? And then in tandem with that, because I'm not a gamer, I also found out that there are certain Xbox games,
Mhm.
and back in the day, at least when I grew up,
Yeah.
there were games that were only on Xbox, and then there were games that were only on Sony, and then there were
Yeah.
games that were like only Nintendo, but then you had games that were across the board. But
Yeah.
apparently, there are like Xbox exclusives that are now available on Sony, which is like a huge sort of red flag of like
Monopoly.
Xbox might eventually no longer
Yeah.
exist. They might sell, Microsoft might sell Xbox,
Yeah.
which then if Sony ends up buying it, which means less competition, so then you
Yeah.
add on, "Oh, we don't sell you disc anymore." Now we can sell the game for like $100 a pop because you can't even get it on Xbox if you wanted to. Like,
Mhm.
it's a very sorta, and to add on to that, there's been a lot of people complaining about the new college football game
Mhm.
because there were features in last year's game that they are now putting behind a paywall in this year's game. So, kinda tying into
Oh,
the whole subscription
I mean,
thing.
everything costs like everything don't need to be a subscription. Like we're losing the plot. The plot is actually officially lost.
Yeah, like, everything is behind a paywall. Everything it's, "Oh, you pay for the game, but if you want
Yeah.
more stuff, you gotta keep paying us over and
Yeah.
over and over again," which is kinda it's just wild. It's just wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
But kind of moving on as well, probably the biggest news to come out of this week. Yesterday, we had not only the tickets were released for Avengers Doomsday, but they finally dropped a official trailer. And
Mhm.
from what I've been seeing on social, people are very divisive about the trailer. There's some
Some
people who
negatives,
love it
some pros, some
and
cons.
some people who despise it. I saw this clip from The Bigger Picture, which is a podcast, and they had their thoughts on it. And I could play that clip now. And you could just let me know if you on board, if you don't care. Well, we'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Marvel feels cooked. I don't know what to say. It just feels completely cooked.
Do you think they meant to release this on the Monday after the Odyssey? You think they were like, there's a lot of energy in the theaters now? Let's get in on it while we can?
I have been mystified by every single step of what is going on here.
The reaction is definitely different than it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 9 years ago for movies like this.
Most people went and saw the Odyssey this weekend, and then they wake up and they watch this on their phone or on their computer or whatever, and they're probably like, that's not a movie. Like, this doesn't look like what we're capable of as people with cameras. Like, this looks like you guys shot this in the back of a Lowe's and turned the lights off.
Like Backrooms?
Dude, you know what? Backrooms makes this look like visual, like, imagination of this entire project needs to be rethought and remixed and redone.
What is the story? What was so wonderful to me about Infinity War and Endgame was incredible buildup over a decade of storytelling.
This movie will have to be the Infinity War to Secret Wars Endgame, and that there will be a setup and a payoff. But I really liked Infinity War because Infinity War had like this kind of like moment of shock and awe to it. I don't know if Namor in distress is going to do the same thing that Infinity War did.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
It makes some good points there. I cannot lie. I'm seeing both sides of it, right? Because I was entertained by the trailer because it was giving action. And I think the thing that was entertaining me the most, back to my visual learning thing, is the colors and the visuals and all of it just looked like action figures.
It's gonna be some tussling.
Yeah. It looked like action, it looked like toys, but real people was tussling, you know?
Yeah.
But then the thing that was like, I don't know about this. When at the end with Thor seeing Captain America, then I was like, okay, hold on now. Now we really bringing everybody back just because things haven't been going our way in the last couple of years. So now we just got to bring back the people that we let go to bring the people back to us so that we can make more money. That's kind of what it gave to me once I got to there. Like, oh, okay, I see where y'all going with this.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I said I feel like the topics I'm bringing up kind of all correlate because it's all about money at the end of the day. For me, watching the trailer, it just looked ugly. Like, it looked ugly. There is one
Very
scene.
dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
The backgrounds you barely could kind of make out, and maybe that's intentional. Hey, you gotta wait until you see the movie.
Mystery. Yeah.
But at the same time, this is what you're putting on display. If and as someone who used to work in marketing, you got to put your best foot forward. You can't just put it out. It looks like slop, honestly. Like, it really looks like slop. And then what makes it worse, and I brought this up before when covering The Walking Dead, it is painfully noticeable to me now when you can tell, like, oh, we didn't shoot this in the actual location. This is behind the volume screen.
Yeah.
So there's like this one shot where I think it's the Wakandans are meeting the Fantastic Four, and there's like a little ocean thing. And I was like, this looks so fake. It looks so fake. And I'm like, you spent, God knows how much money they spent on this movie.
To do
and
it.
It just, and then one last thing. And then at one point, I think the guy's name is Chris Ryan, the one with the baseball cap. The one point he made was, which I didn't even really think about, the reason why, even if you wasn't a Marvel fan and you just happened to go watch Infinity War, you knew at any point, okay, the superheroes always win in every superhero movie. Infinity War was the first time when niggas lost.
I couldn't believe niggas losing. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's going to hit the same the second time around.
No, it's not.
So it's gonna, and on top of that, if you were a fan, like the other guy was saying, you've had 10 years of movies to love these characters or appreciate these characters.
Yeah.
A lot of these characters we see in this current film, we either have only seen once,
Yeah.
or if you're talking about like the X-Men, these are people from the Fox version that we haven't seen in 20-something years.
They just need to start over.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Gotta
it's
drop
gonna
the
do
big
its
bomb.
money. Like, it's gonna make its money because people want to see the car crash.
Yes, of course.
But from a critical standpoint, it's probably going to get demolished.
Yeah, and with us reviewing all of the Marvel movies up until there, I text you like, I wonder if they're going to use that same formula to get there. And like, I guess the more we're talking about it, it's giving yes. It's giving yes.
And this is my own fault. I've been trying to do a better job at this, but
Mhm.
I used to follow a lot of like these insiders who post
Mhm.
rumors and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So a while ago, I did read what was the alleged plot of the film. And if that is to be true, filth. Filth. And then what makes it worse is because they've done a horrible job with, and granted, Marvel is not completely their fault.
Mhm.
Chadwick Boseman died. They
Mhm.
got hit with the pandemic.
Yeah.
The executives kind of pushed all the creatives into, you got to make stuff for Disney Plus. You got to make stuff for Disney Plus when Disney Plus
Yeah.
came out in 2019, I believe, which didn't work out in their favor. And then if you're talking about more recently, which is also, do I have this written down somewhere? I mean, this is the next note. I just happened to be on LinkedIn earlier today. Disney just had a bunch of layoffs. Like a bunch of
Mm.
people from Pixar got fired. And I think it was earlier this year, a bunch of people from Marvel got fired as well. So
Mm.
you got way less people trying to recreate magic, which is a very difficult thing to do
It
if
is.
you're being overworked and probably underpaid.
Underpaid. It's just, I think it's just putting a bigger light on corporations, corporate
Speaking
America.
of which, perfect segue. I was also on TikTok and I found this clip from, I believe her name is Doomsday Sloan. She's a comedian. I think she was primarily, let me not say primarily. I believe she was a comedian on Trevor Noah's show when he was
Oh,
hosting whatever late night show. And
yeah.
she was recently on a podcast called Killing It Podcast. And
Mm.
she basically was explaining why Hollywood is essentially dying or dead per se.
Thing that killed the industry was the ad money's gone because the whole TV model is basically dead and nobody wanted to adjust for streamers because no single white man owns the internet. So no man's land. Other thing is business people started running entertainment business. The other thing that sustained all of us so people could keep their insurance up was one, ads in between TV shows. Because even if you turn the channels, everybody went to commercial at the same time. So no matter where the fuck you flip, that's why Ted Turner, when he started TBS, made everything start 5 minutes later. So once you flip to him, well, now I gotta watch the Flintstones. A bunch of business people started running a creative industry. Because what would happen is, so this is what people don't realize about the significance of pilot season and the significance of a pilot. I knew all these comics when I was coming up and they would like, oh, I wrote this pilot. My manager would go, don't write a pilot, write a one sheet because they will pay you to write the pilot. So you didn't write the pilot because they pay you to write the pilot. So one, you do a one sheet, they like your idea, they pay you to write a pilot. Then they make the pilot. That's another check. So now you make a pilot. Now you have just employed 200 people for the week. We do 300, we used to do 500 fucking pilots, right? Now your show gets picked up. So you've gotten paid to write a pilot. You've gotten paid to shoot a pilot. Now you get a season for a TV show. Now you employ 200 people for 22 episodes. So now you've put 200 to 300 people to work, at least 150 people to work. And now the studio's getting paid and da-da-da-da-da. So then there's a triple effect. If you're shooting a TV show, now you got to buy clothes. There's that. You got to buy makeup. You got to do hair. You got to buy lights. You got to buy this. You got to pay transportation. You got to buy food. So now all of the things that happen because of one TV show directly affect the entire economy of a city. But now we don't have 500 pilots. We have 15 pilots. So all of the food that you were selling to be on a set, we're not selling it. All of these things are not being purchased anymore because a bunch of corporate motherfuckers started coming into entertainment thing because everybody set it up so everybody could eat. So now Netflix doesn't shoot pilots. So how many steps of payment did we lose?
Right.
Yeah, man. It's cooked.
It makes me really sad, I guess. And this is like how, as people, as I'm putting on the people, I don't give a fuck about corporations no more. Like corporations, they ruin it for us all. Where like the people need to step in now and kind of create something new. The next Ted Turner, who ain't gonna be R.I.P. Ted Turner. R.I.P. Ted Turner, an Atlanta legend right there.
Oh yeah, TNT,
Yeah,
TBS.
everything is there. we need to create the new, the up and coming. And I think it's hard for like younger people our age or below that want to take that risk because of corporations. They feel like they're going to get beat out by them. But
Yeah, they
now,
either buy you out or they
yeah,
do things in place to phase you out.
yeah, yeah. And I think now we are in need of a renaissance. And I'm hoping that we get it. Especially for me, because I love media. I love
Mhm.
television. I love music. I love fashion. I love all these things that I basically grew up on, and now that I'm in that era where I can actually participate, it's not fun no more.
Yes, yes. And the reason why, and this might be boring to people who's listening or watching, but the reason why it matters is because we are losing monoculture. And the
Yeah,
reason why we're losing it is because all these different things are being lost by whoever has the most money, whoever has
yeah,
the most power.
yeah.
Once we get more and more of these monopolies, that means less competition, which
Hmm.
means they're going to keep regurgitating the
Same
same
thing.
slop and feed it to you, and you ain't gonna be able to fight back because you have no alternative. You have no, well, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm gonna do with that.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like if there is no
If,
other
if it's just
option,
one,
and
or
and
just
you
stop
said it earlier,
participating.
yeah, and you said it earlier. We're seeing this in every industry. You're seeing
Hmm.
it in marketing. You see it in tech. You're seeing it in finance. You're seeing it
Yeah,
across the board.
yeah.
And so, if these things continue to happen, I was having a conversation with my friend this past weekend. Uh, Shout out my homegirl Cindy. We were talking about what movie was she talk? She was talking about being unable to finish Blade Runner 2049, whatever it's called, with
Mm,
Ryan Gosling. And it's
mm,
basically like this futuristic movie. I've never finished it, but it's this futuristic movie, and it's like the world is dystopian, and everything is gray and dark. You never see the sun or whatever. We are not that far off from that.
mm-mm.
Like, we are not that far off from stuff like that. We're not that far off from how Severance is played up,
Yeah,
is shown up in terms of what's the name? Lumen having its own town where if you work for them, you also have to live in their own town
in their
and live in the
housing.
housing that they
Yeah,
built. Like, Amazon is really trying to do shit like that. Like,
yeah,
we are not that far off from those sorts of scenarios. So I think sharing that kind of stuff is important, because
yeah.
when you do reach a point where it's like, damn, what happened to all the stuff I love? And it's like, we've been trying to tell y'all. Like, they are constantly doing this shit in front of your face.
And y'all getting in
And
line. That which is the craziest part. Y'all are getting in line and complaining about it. It can't be both.
the craziest thing that was that she mentioned, we do not get pilots anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are no more pilots. Like, I remember when we were covering The Walking Dead, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't remember that the first season was only 6 episodes.
Yeah,
And that's because
it was the
they would
pilot.
shoot the pilot.
Yeah,
Then if they like the pilot, you shoot more episodes.
yeah,
Then we put out, the first 6 or 8 episodes, see how the public feels. Then we start moving on to a full length season. And
yeah.
there were so many TV shows that, like, even I think Smallville, like, their pilot was like an hour. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're really introduced into this world. Then you see the other episodes for the
Yeah,
next 22 episodes or whatever. And we don't get that anymore. You get a
yeah,
whole entire season. If you don't do numbers, you're out of here. You're
yeah.
canceled. You're never working in this town again. And it's like, bro, what the fuck?
I
Like,
know, I know,
it's
I know.
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. But obviously, you guys are here for the main feature.
Yes.
We're going back to Westeros, talking about these damn Targaryens and high towers and these dragons, even though we don't really see no dragon in this one. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was on episode 5. This is an
Yes.
interesting episode. So we'll
So good.
get into a recap. Then we'll talk about the scenes that stuck out to us in the show overall, and then get out of here with our final ratings. All right. Episode 5, titled Unbowed and Unbent, turns the pressure all the way up, proving that keeping the Iron Throne when you're broke and surrounded by enemies is a total nightmare.
Mhm.
Over in King's Landing, Rhaenyra is running on pure stress as small folk revolt and her council fractures, while inside the Red Keep, a panicked Alicent tries to sneak a secretly pregnant Helena out through hidden servant Telos, only for them to get locked inside the dark belly of the castle. Meanwhile, Aegon II and Larys Strong lay low in hiding, forcing a badly scarred Aegon to swallow his ego and rely on Larys' schemes. While Kristen Cole ignores Gwaine Hightower's pleas to fall back and drags his men into a suicidal crusade. Rounding out the chaotic hour, a dragonless Aemon uses raw survival instincts and spooky help from Alice Rivers at Harrenhal to slice through a pack of bounty hunters after his head. The hour builds to a sickening final scene. Daemon investigates the targeted hits on the City Watch, only to walk into the barracks and find Sir Luther Largent and the Gold Cloaks disemboweled at a table in Ormond Hightower's twisted feast for traitors. How you feeling about this one? We are episode 5 into the season. Thoughts.
This was actually a really good episode to me, especially coming off of last week's episode where we were like, this is not a bad episode, but I can tell it was being set up for something greater. And I think we've seen the greater in this episode. I had so many timestamps. I say I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I technically 9 because I'm gonna count the end scene, even though it kind of goes into 1 at the end. But I was just so impressed. I feel like by the 20-minute mark, I was like, oh shit, this is good as fuck. And then it kept getting better, which I thought was insane. Rhaenyra, she's losing. I mean, she is losing bad.
Yeah.
Bad. And then obviously we'll talk about like the different scenes, but that council scene was like, oh, baby. Just because somebody told you're supposed to be a queen, don't mean you actually supposed to be the queen.
Yeah. I'm on the opposite end. Not completely. I don't think it was a bad episode.
Okay.
I think it's just an interesting episode in terms of we had a lot of action up front in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Then things really are slowing down. It's almost as if it's almost like they're setting up stuff yet again, which I don't know if it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're basing this off of what's in the books, or whatever the case may be, but it's just an interesting, I guess, choice and pace. Granted, there was a lot that goes on, but it's also like a bunch of minor little things.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily this one domino falls that then leads to so many other things. Granted, all of these things do matter, and all of these things will eventually lead to
and
the big payoff, but it didn't necessarily feel as though anything major that happened that was going to then like, oh damn, this is some crazy shit. This is some wild shit. So I thought it was solid. And granted, this is based off of the books again, and it's, how do I want to phrase this? One, I want to give Emma Darcy all the credit that they deserve. Fantastic job throughout this series thus far. But something that I've particularly noticed, especially in these last couple episodes since Rhaenyra has taken the throne, Rhaenyra is probably the most animated person to sit on the throne in comparison to anybody else that we have seen. And I think that's one, intentional, to just show the differences between everybody that sat on the throne. But then in a more maybe misogynistic and patriarchal way is to show, hey, here's this woman on the throne and look how emotional she is. We see constantly she's having these conversations about things that need to get done, and where's Aegon? Where's Aemon? Like, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Like,
she don't care about nothing else but those 3 things.
Yeah, and it's like you have a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And this is one of the scenes we'll bring up later, like Daemon is like, you are wasting our gold cloaks and the city guard to go clean up Peyton's when they're being killed. 2, you got way more important. Who gives a fuck what people are saying? You got a dragon. Like, who gives a fuck what people? Yeah, like you got a dragon. Who cares whether you are legitimate or you're legitimized or not? Your son, it don't even matter if your son's legitimate. They're dead. Like, you only have one surviving son, or I think it's 2, 1 or 2 surviving sons.
Yeah.
So I just found it very interesting to how her mannerisms, like Rhaenyra comes off as, overwhelmed, very much just very demonstrative versus everybody that we've seen thus
That's a big
far who's
word right
been on the
there.
throne.
Demonstrative. Okay.
Yeah, like it's just
Write that
completely
one down.
different in comparison to Viserys. Has been different than
Yeah.
how Cersei was on throne. Even the younger ones like Joffrey, and then I forget the other boy's name that unalived himself. Like
Oh,
all of these individuals like very calm.
yeah.
And if they did react, they are reacting based off of how people are treating them versus Rhaenyra is like, where's Vhagar?
But you know what? Now that you say that, I think, obviously we don't always get queens in this universe. I think the only other queen that we have seen is Daenerys.
Yeah.
And
And
I
even
hate,
Daenerys didn't not act like that.
but kinda.
Maybe verbally, but not physically.
Yeah. Yeah. I think kinda in a sense of, and kind of similar. They both feel like their right is to be the queen, right? That is their birthright to be the queen. And so they'll do anything to get there. And then when they actually get there, are they actually doing queen things?
Well, we never got a chance to see Daenerys as the queen.
We seen a little bit of Daenerys in like season 7, season 8 of what she did, but
Oh, yeah. I was thinking more so when she was finally at King's Landing,
yeah.
not when she was, her self-proclaimed queen stage.
But even then, she was self-proclaimed and she gathered all these people and had the Unsully and all these things. But obviously she couldn't fight for her actual position because they was fighting fucking walkers.
Yeah.
So, that. But they, in some senses, they're kind of similar to me in a way, because we don't see too many women in this universe that are queens. So it's I hate to put two bad bitches against each other, but
Yeah.
that's just what we
I
got.
mean, yeah. It was just very interesting because it's not comical, but there are moments where Rhaenyra even responds in a way that's not, I don't even want to call it royal. She responds in a way like, okay, for example, in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, how Egg was like very playful at times and acted like a child. And those were like very natural reactions. So remember that one scene where Dunk was like, people call me stupid. And Egg is like, and like, tell me more. There's moments where Rhaenyra her body mannerisms kind of mimic that sort of emotion, like being very straightforward. And granted, we said this before, she's basically lost both of her sons in a matter of weeks, maybe months or whatever, and now is in the position where she's in and now has all these responsibilities and still hasn't had time to even process that because now she at work every day.
Yeah.
So I just found that very interesting. All right, let's get into these scenes because we got a lot. The first scene is what I chose, and we see that Alicent is unsuccessful with getting Helaena to take the abortion tea, which was very. I thought it was a very, very profound scene for me.
I can't do it. Helaena, please, please. For your own sake, do you not wish to be free?
No.
I can't. Think of it as a cup of tea. Nothing more. But it isn't. No, it's not. Listen to me. Listen to me. It is a blessing. It is a remedy taught to the maesters of the Citadel. It has delivered me from disgrace and ruin. It has delivered Rhaenyra herself when she was young, and it will deliver you too. Helaena, please, listen to me. Will you bear a child who will be never more than a hostage or a pawn?
It's mine! It's my own! It's mine!
I found this scene so interesting. Just from the verbiage that Alicent used, it will make you free. This is a blessing. I forget what word she used, but this is what me and Rhaenyra have done in the past to, free
Be free.
ourselves,
Yeah.
to free ourselves. And then obviously the key line is, do you want this child to be, a pawn or a hostage? And all of these different phrasing and words could be not only applied to Alicent herself, but everybody in this world. As long as you live in this world, you're either a pawn or you are a hostage in some sort. There's always someone trying to take power over your town or your power over the Seven Kingdoms in general. Or if you are a child and you're in a position of power, you're being used to be for your lineage and your name to be positioned.
Yeah.
And it was just so interesting to me for her to have this sort of conversation and have that sort of perspective, knowing her life and how she turned out. But then also on the other side, Rhaenyra was basically used as a pawn herself.
They all are.
Like they all are.
Yeah.
And even Helena in that instance, which we don't really get a lot of scenes with Helena over these last few seasons.
Yeah.
But Helena, because she has all these dragon dreams, she's a bit, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She don't even have any sort of awareness about this world and the political status. She just exists, has these dreams, wants to raise her children and just live her life.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even think about any of the political aspects of what it is that she's supposed to do as a queen, what it is that she's supposed to do. Even the previous, and even the previous episode where Rhaenyra finally gets to King's Landing and Alicent is telling the guards on top of the roof to like stand down, and then Helena has to like jump in. You could tell she's never given an order out before.
She didn't even know what to say.
Exactly. And that scene was just so interesting to me, and just for all the things and the dialogue that was said there.
Yeah. It also, for me, it really made me think, even like, yes, obviously this is like back then or whatever, in olden times, it really gave me like, this conversation could be to pro-choice, pro-abortion type of person. Like, this is why you should get an abortion, whatever. But then like people that are pro-life, not pro-choice, pro-life, like, but this is actually mine. This is why I want this baby. Versus someone telling them you shouldn't have this baby. So I thought that was an interest, like, to your point, the dialogue and the words that were used were so intentional. So it made you really think like, if I did want to have a baby.
And not for nothing, the whole hostage and pawn thing, that still applies.
Yes.
That still applies.
Yes.
Oftentimes people have kids and use them as a pawn, especially if you're talking about Black and brown families. This child is going to take our lineage out of poverty.
Yes.
Or, you're being used in some sort of way. How many people have put their kid, have taken out credit cards under their kid's name? They are a whole infant. Okay. So.
And got bills.
Yeah. So, really, really profound scene. Really profound scene.
Yeah.
And then next scene we want to highlight is Rhaenyra in front of her weak council.
Don't respect her at all.
More than ready to fly.
Well, it will not serve us if your eyes are weary and your beast fatigued. I will send Daemon.
I will go once I have dealt with this business in the city. Our fallen soldiers and accounting must be made. Do you not agree?
I am able, Your Grace.
The loss to our city watch is a crime, to be sure, but Sir Luther will investigate. It is not a matter for the crown.
They are my men, and we depend on those men now to secure your rule. Especially since their wages have been withheld.
Your Grace.
Not now. Is it always like this?
Tough.
Yeah. It's just even like the clip before, like a couple of seconds before, where those two, I don't know who those two people are. I don't know if they are like one of the rich people I don't remember who those two people were.
I think the guy is supposed to be the master of treasury.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the other lady
Yeah.
is. And I think there's a first episode she's in it also.
Yeah.
So.
It just really seemed like, while we are here to counsel Rhaenyra and make a plan for the kingdom and the queendom and all of that, everybody really has different agendas of what they want, including Rhaenyra. Including Rhaenyra. And it's like they can't really work together to get that plan, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to win this war, how we're going to help King's Landing survive and all of this. It's more of, okay, well, you want to do that? Well, I want to do this. I'm going to do what I want. You're going to do what you want. And then we're going to see how everything else plays out, which is like a mess, a hot ass mess. Like that was such a messy ass scene to watch. And then obviously as we keep going on, it's like, yeah, this is why you're losing, baby. Ain't nobody on the same page.
Yeah, this is I think this is the second time in this season that she's been in front of her council, and both times her primary conversation or her primary goal is, where is Aemon? Where is Aegon? Where's Vhagar? And even, and this is the next thing I'll pull up, is, with Daemon and Rhaenyra having an argument, and he's like, I get it, you want revenge, but like there's real shit going on.
There
There's
are
real
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, like you have real everyday issues that you need to handle. We can't handle this. And I forget, is it Adam and Baylor? They've been out every single day looking for
Vhagar and can't find them.
So what more do you want? What more do you want?
Yeah.
What more do you want? But she's just tunnel vision. Because she's so focused on being legitimized.
Yes.
If I kill Aemon, if I kill Aegon, then there are no more rightful heirs. They will have to accept me as queen. I'm like,
and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it takes way more to be a queen than those things. Like you actually have to lead. You actually have to be a queen to these said people to even get that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah,
tough.
She's silly.
I mean, what can you do? Well, what can you do?
Smack her ass.
Daemon! Have I somehow found myself back on Dragonstone? That my voice must again compete with yours?
On the contrary, I pledge to fulfill your command, just later.
I'm in no mood to jest. What does it make of me if you will obey me only to time and place of your own choosing?
You are the queen. I act in your interest.
Good. My interest is Vhagar.
Mine too, but we have time enough. Aemon is afraid. He has fled once already before you. We are in no danger.
There is treachery somewhere, and I seek to uncover it.
What you seek is revenge. Gods know, I do not grudge you that, but revenge may wait. At this moment, there is a disturbance in your city, and you, yourself, are its likely cause.
I did not ask Sir Luther to be brutal.
You need not have asked him anything at all. Will you let yourself be rattled by vapid taunts, by the painting of stripes on tavern walls?
They are more than taunts. They are an insult to my sons. A challenge to my very legitimacy.
You are the Queen of Dragons. Your strength is your legitimacy.
Your Grace.
He is sick of that. He is sick of that girl.
He's like, listen, I'm trying to tell Rhaenyra the thing she needs to actually do, and you just come around just saying the opposite. We're not. Yeah. It's not helping.
Yeah, and I think this moment kind of goes back to what we've been discussing earlier of the idea of these kids and now adults being used as pawns, because we spoke about this on the previous episode.
Yeah.
Viserys just told her, you're supposed to be the rightful heir to the throne, but he ain't tell her shit about how to rule at all. Because everything Daemon's saying, granted, he's not somebody we should be rooting for, but he's absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Aemon apparently is scared because he's not being found in Harrenhal, even though he is there for reasons that we know. But you are so focused on getting him killed and killing Vhagar, all this other shit. We got other shit going on. And now you having I don't even know if I should be using this phrase, but you're having a hissy fit over some paintings around town. That's not going to change whether you're the queen or not. And you're never going to have 100% support. It don't matter what kind of ruler you are. In the words of crazy ass Kanye, hater niggas marry hater bitches and have hater kids. So you're never going to have
life.
Yeah, like you and then you even showing how much it bothers you by getting the people to remove it is a sign of weakness,
Yeah.
which then also then furthers why they probably won't support you as queens. Like, damn, you worry about some pity signage? Like, what else can we do to get you pissed off? So
Yeah.
yeah, tough. And then this is another scene that I chose where we see Ormond has a
Hate that
very
nigga. Get him
disturbing.
outta
He's probably one of the most intriguing characters.
Because he's very interesting.
Yes, and then I've seen a clip of him doing like press or whatever, you know, like the fun stuff where they ask you. He is the complete opposite of that
I'm
character.
sure, which is like you're
So
a sicko. That's why
playful,
these actors
like
be sick.
yeah, like he comes off very like playful and flamboyant, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you have this
Who is this
presence.
guy?
You have
Yeah.
this presence about you on screen.
Yeah.
He's doing an amazing
I
job.
love that.
But yes, we see a little disturbing moment between him and Daemon.
That was disturbing.
The Targaryens knew nothing of our civilization, the faith, the citadel. What they had, what they still have, is strength. Their armies, the obscenity of their dragons. Mary Martell outwitted her enemy. A cunning mind can resist the most savage of beasts. And Dawn remains unbroken, even today.
Checkmate, bitch.
I was lucky. Let's start again.
Never apologize for victory.
Yeah, this scene very interesting to me for so many reasons. One, obviously, you know, the whole creeping moment.
Yes.
I'm not going to, I don't even know if I should say this phrase. I don't believe he's sexually abusing him in any way. I think it's
Big-
physical abuse. I think
Mhm.
I think you have those macho men, sort of parental figures, father
Mhm.
figures who, oh, my son ain't gonna be no bitch.
Mhm.
So in order to toughen you up, they will manhandle you in a certain way.
Mhm.
Or if you get into a fight, instead of telling you not to fight or trying to figure the reason why you were in that fight, they're gonna bring you back to the school. Nah, go
beat
fight
your
that boy. Yeah, like go
Yeah.
fight that boy, or else I'm gonna beat
Yeah.
your ass. And I think that's what's happening in this relationship dynamic. And then the whole, you know, don't apologize for victory is kind of, he's specifically teaching him to win by any means, win at any cost. And if it means victory and it means the Hightower name assumes the throne, then it's worth every single sacrifice and every single war crime that
Yeah.
you may potentially participate in, which I found to be very interesting because we see early on, Darren is really not that kind of boy. Like he is probably his mother's son.
He
We
missed
could
his mama for sure.
mother's son. Viserys wasn't a cruel king either. So he probably
Yeah.
grew up in a very peaceful sort of environment before they sent him away. But Ormond has been trying to mold him into, you know,
savage.
this savage, this cunning fighter.
Yeah.
And he continues on with his whole disgust with the Targaryens, referring to them as beasts. And then they talk about the Mariel Tyrell story, which in present day Game of Thrones, Dorne is the only kingdom that hasn't submitted to being part of the Seven
Yeah.
Kingdoms, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason why that's the case is when all the way back in the day, when Aegon the First and his two sister wives, I think one of the sister wives went to go conquer Dorne. They arrived at Dorne, nobody was there. Mariel Tyrell basically hid all her people, waited for the Targaryen army or whatever to, reside there. And then they end up coming up out of the sand, allegedly, and killing all of the men in their sleep. So then ever since then, they just left Dorne alone because clearly Dorne be on that type of time.
Right.
And so he's explaining that story to him of like, the Targaryens are beasts. All beasts can be conquered. Like, yes, they have the dragons. We have seen dragons can be killed. And so if you can kill the dragons, you could definitely kill the men. You can kill whoever their leader is. You can kill them. And so he's continuing this whole sort of, you're a high tower. You have Targaryen blood, but you're really a high tower. And you should look at your high tower. You should look at your Targaryen blood as tainted blood. And as you don't want any sort of relational connection to them because they're the most primitive of human beings that we have around.
Yeah. To me, I low-key feel like he building him up so much that he's going to conquer him. Like, that's kind of what it's giving, especially the way he reacted to him even beating him. Even like you could tell that he was trying to beat him, but he didn't know how he was going to do it. He just needed a position or just a move basically in the game that he could make where he could beat him. And when he made it, he knew that he beat him at that moment, but then his reaction is what scared him off. But if he in real life actually conquers him and does that, he won't be scared because he'll be dead or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's giving to me. It was giving like low-key foreshadowing. You're talking so much shit about my family and all this, but if I conquer you, what's gonna happen then?
I don't know.
Should I apologize for that victory, or should I? Or you already told me I don't need to apologize for my victory. So if I do that, it's fair game.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what happened. I know what happens to Daemon. I don't know what happens to Ormond. I don't know if maybe that might be the case. I feel like because I think it's also again going back to the analogy of those abusive sort of father figures. I think he definitely had the intent of trying to beat Daemon in the game, but then Daemon win, and then he's upset because you never. Every father would tell you they play their boy. They play their boy in basketball up until the point where they can't do it anymore physically because they don't want the son to win because then the son will feel like, oh, I'm better than you. I'm bigger than you.
I beat your ass.
I beat your ass now. So
Yeah.
it's definitely within that same sort of ideology.
Yeah.
But then the next scene we have here is Larys Strong reading Aegon to absolute filth.
Yes, he did.
A dragon so beautiful they named him after the sun itself. You could have risen to greatness, but instead you trampled your birthright in the mud. You lazed, reveling in mediocrity, fucking anything in sight and drinking yourself into oblivion with your sycophantic friends. I will tell you the truth. You were a terrible king. But worse than that, you are a terrible man.
I don't know if Larys was doing that intentionally to like, yeah, nigga, you need to know you fucking suck. Like nothing is good about you. You were literally given everything and you fucked it up. Like who does that? Who fucks some shit up that was literally handed to them? But I also don't know if like he's doing that because he's low-key, because Larys is betting on Aegon in some senses, right? That's why he's helping him and trying to keep him, help him survive. So it's like, I'm not sure if he is giving him this speech to bring that dog out of him where he will somehow surprise
back
him.
to the throne.
Yeah, back to the throne. And like low-key, we see in that next scene with them together when I don't know if you have this on your notes about the minister coming back.
No, I didn't have it in my notes.
Okay. So like with the Lannister coming back, and then we see like where when the guy finds out that he is the king, he's like, oh shit. And Aegon immediately kills him. So I'm like, Is it like, did that actually, like, was that speech necessary for him to bring that dog out of him? Or was it like, yeah, you fucking suck and you should never been fucking king, regardless of the fact?
I think it's a combination of both. I think
Yeah.
it's definitely a combination of, for X amount of time. It's always interesting when you have these dynamics
Mm-hmm.
of when here was Aegon, he's a Targaryen,
Mm-hmm.
he becomes the rightful heir to the throne,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly, and then he assumes his power. And then you have Larys Strong, who was already crippled, so he's already looked frowned upon
Yeah.
because of this. And then I think he becomes Hand of the King. Or maybe that was Kristen Cole, one of the two. But he
Mhm.
becomes some sort of advisor to the king. And so he's always subservient until everything happens. Aegon flees, and now Aegon is also crippled, and
Mhm.
now all of the power that he has no longer matters because he has to hide his identity. But Larys, who's the one who has grown up in the streets in some sort of
Mhm.
way, has all this street smart, has the ability to maneuver in different
And survive.
vacuum and survive. So technically, he's in a position of power. And
Yeah.
we've seen throughout the season, Aegon has been completely difficult to deal with on their journey. Where Larys says, hey, I know how these streets really are,
Yeah.
and I'm doing everything we can to survive. You thinking you're still Aegon, the second rightful heir to the throne right now, that shit is not working.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about that on, the ground level. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is a line in the J. Cole song in the most recent album, like even the hardest nigga could get hit. So
Yeah.
it don't matter what your title
And
is.
who you are.
Like, depending on who you're around, they will take you up out of here. And
Yeah.
so I think him having that sort of powwow speech is like, hey, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. But hopefully if you hear this, you subconsciously tell yourself,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm actually going to try to be better.
Yeah.
Because on the other hand, Aemon was the one who's a skilled fighter who we
Yeah.
get to see. We see Aemon was the one who always wanted the throne
Yeah.
versus Aegon was it was given to him.
Yeah.
So we're seeing
Yeah.
this, and this was also something that they did a lot in the episode as well, of like the
Yeah.
parallels between the
Yes.
various characters.
Yes.
And so I think Aegon was kind of having that wake up moment of like, oh man, like if I really want my spot back,
I gotta
then
fight for it.
I gotta fight for it. I
I
have
gotta
to
do some
earn it.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, like I gotta really be about it and can't just be, just some sort of flunky. Because I think he even said it probably even in that speech or maybe earlier. You stupidly were drunk, got on Sunfire when they were having the battle with
Oh yeah.
Queen Rhaenys, and that's the reason why you got caught up, because you wasn't
Yeah.
even in sober mind, and you
Yeah.
already know how dangerous your brother is. So for you to just move around so recklessly, like you probably even really shouldn't be. You probably should be dead, my nigga. You probably should be dead.
I'm saving you. Yeah.
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 So I don't know. And then we have this next scene here. I always forget what the name of this room is, but Rhaenyra and Daemon are in that room with all the
Mhm.
candles are at, and
Uh-huh.
Rhaenyra is basically expressing a lot of her frustrations yet again, kind of tying back to what I was saying
It's
earlier.
waking up though, I guess.
Klior septan enejalo vindaius, injai hosa, daria, sagon inutsetis. Inutzadrise sovedis, zobrite unio.
Not resi jahos septo jorailas taua. Si lon taua.
Se pasguro si de hosa un upale si boni unut vestras. Lo kesio, poggia undurilla ixos. Se pas barros. Ni hogero viur conedius.
Doria vetilaxi usa lutata. Takiazon heptunon. Kierion asambuton. Jaidas famoriat sonatawo. Abraxar ignoros. Famoriat avi dorrisiliusi. Crincamonos priciamon avi igiailisil.
Zobridi exitaimos. Scurio Aegon isa. Scurio Aegon. Scuros tombetot sergelet. Scurio ilvan aixion isa. Ilvus ropentis mentir. Miros in apicas. Miros ruartis, miros setirokaitis. Zidro vigile hulan iod plasma.
You were tired. You hear the wind in these vaulted towers and imagine their omens when there are none. These are men only. Nothing more.
Then why can't you find them?
Pissing me off, bro.
Oh
It's
man.
so annoying. It's just like, again, to my point, kind of similar to Aegon. She feels like she's deserving of this. Like, this is, she kind of taking Aegon's thing. Like, this is all handed to me. This is supposed to be mine. The God said it's supposed to be mine. And now that it's mine, I'm not getting what I want. How does that, how does that?
How's that fit? How is that fair?
How is that fair? And it's like, bitch, that's how it's supposed to be. Come on. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah.
You have to, being a queen is not just being a queen. It's also being other things, other skills, an actual leader, perhaps. I don't know. Perhaps. And you're upset because you're not getting it and you're just looking for your brothers and they're nowhere to be found. So on to the next, baby. And now you see that there is somebody who is really conspiring against you and trying to get you up out of here. And what you gonna do about it? Cry?
Yeah. And I think, to your point, none of the stuff is connecting for her.
No.
You let Jace lock you up in that room, which leads to his death. You let Ormond and the fake Daron fake you out.
Trick your ass.
And now they're running amok, killing the gold cloaks and taking over Tumbleton. Aemon is nowhere to be found. You don't have anything under control, and you still are a complete mess, and you have no grasp on anything. Like, you really don't.
And you're not even creating a plan to even hit back. Like, you're low-key just like, why me? Why is this happening to me?
The only thing she does is, hey, Adam, Baela,
Go find Aegon.
Go find Aegon.
That's
Go find
it.
Aegon. And
Like,
even, and I didn't bring this up in that scene, but I found it interesting how Baela, out of guilt, is kind of not co-signing with Adam of like, no, I have enough strength. I'm in service of you, Queen. Like, I will.
Yeah.
I don't care if I am I've fallen asleep on my dragon. I'm gonna find that Vhagar because she just feels so guilty about what happened to Jace. And but I also, in that scene, I found it interesting, again, to the body mannerisms. Matt Smith's performance as Daemon, he has a complete opposite body reaction. He's very chill. Like, it's almost like a toxic boyfriend where it's like, she's telling you what's going on. And I'm like, fuck you crying about, yo. Like, why are you complaining to me about some shit that don't even really matter for real, for real? Like, why are you whining? Because even the way he's even speaking High Valyrian, like, she's very animated. You could see how frustrated she is. And he's kind of like, well, I mean, the God said this, but you here now, so don't even worry about that. Like, we'll find them. Like, we just chilling. Like, he don't have a care in the, like, he cares, but he is not letting his
I think he's getting over it too. Like, with the temper tantrums.
That too, and granted, and also that wasn't his fucking kids, so easy for him to not be invested when that ain't your kids.
Those are just nephews.
Yeah, like that. So he ain't got that much skin in the game. But I think he's over it, and I think it's also like the whole, I'm not really trying to meet you emotionally where you at. Like, we just, I'm about that action, okay? And I like my action to be calculated, and I will act when it is necessary for me to act, and for when it makes sense. I'm not going to act off emotion and then let shit blow up in my face, which we have seen constantly how things have blown up in Rhaenyra's face because she's immediate emotion and then no, we have to do this. And it's like, okay, slow down, hold on, wait a minute.
Pretty plan.
Let's talk about this first. And she not here for that.
Yeah.
She not here for that. And then the next scene, which I thought was they got some really good actors. I forget what his full name is, but it's Fabian something. Fabian, who plays Kristen Cole, reveals his true intentions to Sir Gawain about this whole battle with the Blacks and his role in this sort of suicide mission that him and his soldiers are on.
I thank you for your offer, Sir Gawain. But my path is set before me.
And what is that path?
We'll raft the river. Or swim it.
It was one thing to obstruct them, Sir Kristen, but you must see they've gained the advantage. What more can we do?
We will join them in battle. Face them head on.
We've half the men that we set out with. There are 200 rivermen for every one of us. It would march us towards certain death.
Nigga like, and?
Yeah, that's the point.
Go, wasn't it? All along.
Our fate was always assured, Sir Gawain.
Mm-hmm.
When we set out, we were doomed to death and defeat.
I've offered you sanctuary. Or at least the hope of one.
You have offered me service to your house. I'm grateful. But I've been a servant all my life. To green or to black. I have defined myself by oaths, through unyielding devotion, and the Highborn have made much of me while it pleased them to do so. But I will not let them diminish me now. I will not return, spurned, rejected. I am the realm's greatest warrior, and I will die as such. Clear-eyed, unbent, glorious in battle, and not in their service, finally, but in my own. And they will sing songs of it. And Queen Alicent herself will hear them.
Such a great scene. Such a great scene. Such
That's
great
a fine white
dialogue.
man right there. I cannot lie.
I think I said this in the season premiere. Kristen Cole obviously wants to die. And he knows this is the only way out. I even think he said it in probably season 1 or season 2, that once the dragons are up, it's stuck. Like,
we're done here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as mere men, as mere mortals, there's only so much that we can do
Yeah.
in this sort of battle. Then on top of that, he has even a more philosophical conversation or topic of the whole idea of being in servitude to these houses. And as we see with on a smaller scale with the Grand Maester, he was serving the Greens. He was serving Alicent and them. Then Rhaenyra became queen. And now he's serving Rhaenyra and having to do everything for them. And
Yeah.
so Kristen Cole, on the other hand, has also been in a position where things have switched, where it was Viserys, and then, you know, he had his encounter with Rhaenyra, but then he's also had his encounter with Alicent. So he's
Yeah.
kind of been back and forth between the both factions. And so it's kind of like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired, Grandpa.
I'm tired of being a server. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm tired of this shit. And you know what? I'm tired of fighting for your cause. What if I actually fought for my own? Yeah, like what if I fight for my own? But given that there's dragons that we have to deal with. Me fighting for my own means I'm going to die regardless.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather choose that route versus what if the Greens win? Yeah, but at what cost? Do I
Yeah.
lose a limb? Do I lose something else? Like,
Yeah.
do I get burnt up like Aegon's? Like anything could happen.
Yeah.
But what if the Blacks win? Do they keep me as a prisoner of war? Do they torture me? What are
Yeah.
the sort of outline? What are the pathways for me to go? So I'm better off just, dying in battle, and they will speak of me in songs. And so I'll live on forever. And at least I know I went out on my own terms versus, oh, he was fighting for the Greens or he was fighting for the Backs and all this other stuff.
I mean, I get his point, but essentially you're still doing the same thing. Like, essentially you're still doing the same thing. At the end of the day, you're still fighting for the Greens.
I mean, yeah, but it's also, he's not necessarily fighting with the intention of
winning. Yeah.
Is essentially, I'm on this suicide mission. And so if I was really trying to be a tactician, I probably would have done things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I probably would have went to Templeton to try to link up with Ormond, which is what
Yeah.
Sir Gawain has suggested. And I don't give a fuck about none of that right now.
Yeah.
So yes, technically I would still be fighting for the Blacks, but
Yeah.
low key fighting for myself because people are dying in the process.
Yeah.
And that means I'm going to die too. So
Yeah. Which is so crazy. I mean, obviously you said that like he's ready to no longer be with us. Um, but it's like starting off this episode of him like pulling that big move of taking out, I don't know, whoever that guy was.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, in the beginning. So I'm like, dang, who Christian Cole feeling like? And then, he gets on this whole entire journey and it's like he starts to actually lose. After he had this big win, you lose your horse. Losing your horse is terrible in this world. Can you imagine walking miles and miles and miles on foot?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we did see one of the soldiers collapse and they were like,
Yeah.
oh, just leave him.
Leave
Like,
him. Leave him.
yeah.
And then we even seen Gwen like caught a leech and it's like that was taking him down with that leech.
And it looks like they're freezing now.
Mm-hmm. And they're probably starving too.
Yeah.
They're probably starving. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy how you start off the episode on this big high and then you end the episode on this very low of like, this is it for me. Moving on.
But I think you kind of know this is how it works in this world, which kind
Yeah.
of goes to the whole pawn he's a hostage.
Yeah.
Sir Christian Cole has been a hostage
Yeah.
between these two families, these high
For a
towers
long
and
time.
and he's tired of it. He's sick of it.
Yeah.
He's sick of being a hostage in this situation. So he's like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm just gonna go out and
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens. Because
Yeah.
there is no victory here.
Yeah.
There is no victory here in any sort of capacity.
Yeah.
Moving on, our first to last scene, we
Dang.
have Daemon revealing some very important news to Rhaenyra.
But it will take time. Larian resources are diminished.
Condition with which I am all too familiar.
King Consort, Your Grace.
My prince.
The price of our humiliation.
What is this?
Who is this? Young Daemon Targaryen. Ormond has declared him king. We should have burned him when we had the chance.
I was wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, when Ormond showed that coin during that scene with him and who is that?
Daemon.
Daemon? I don't like that name. I was like, dang, what is he gonna do with these coins? Like, what the like what do these coins symbolize? And like to end it off with like, yeah, we just took your bitch. Basically. This is what's all you left with. You think you're the queen. You think you're doing something. However, I have a bigger plan. And my bigger plan is I'm about to make somebody a king for real. And we about to take everything you got. And you're gonna be left with nothing.
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah. Very tough.
Yeah. I think obviously in the scene with Daemon saying, "Hey, we should have burned them all," kind of shows the sort of, again, more backfire because Rhaenyra still cares about Alicent
Yeah.
and trying to spare everyone that she's related to.
Mm-hmm.
We're now seeing the
Consequences of your
ramifications,
actions.
the consequences of not taking said action. Because
Yeah.
had it been Daemon who was I forget his official title, but had it been Daemon who ended up being king, he would just killed out the whole lineage. He would have killed every fucking high tower and then kept them moving.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have had to be worried about them because they'd be all dead.
Yeah.
And so Rhaenyra, because she refuses to take certain actions, especially when it comes to Alicent and everyone that she's related to, we're seeing the ramifications of all of those actions or lack thereof. She still doesn't know that Helena's pregnant. Aegon and Aemon are still out here. Now we have Daemon to deal with, and Ormond, and Sir Wayne, and Christian Cole.
So many people.
Yeah, and she's still just focused on Vhagar. So
3 things. 3 things I'm with.
she, well, if there's someone who cannot multitask, it's definitely Rhaenyra.
Right.
Rhaenyra Targaryen. And our final scene is the final scene in the episode itself, which was, I didn't feel like it was a big reveal, but we'll show
Really?
it. Yeah, it was like whatever.
I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I didn't expect it, but it really didn't land for me. Like, okay, we just now started seeing some of these gold cloaks, and now they're all dead. Okay, cool. Like, I need heavy hitting shit to happen.
Need some real battles going on.
Yeah, and I'm not even the big like, oh, I need an action thing or whatever, but you keep killing off people I don't care about.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Like we only have one more season left. And if I'm not mistaken, the actual Targaryen war technically only lasted a year in the books. So I'm not saying that they're stretching stuff out, but it's kind of feeling like
they're definitely stretching stuff out because in the trailer they do have fighting scenes, and I ain't seen one fighting scene yet, except the one on the river, on the lake, on the ocean.
Yeah. I'm just gonna assume I don't know the name of the battles, but I'm going to assume one of the bigger battles is probably in the season finale.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, so this final scene.
Stranger. Stranger offers us rest.
I think for me, the reason why it took me off guard, when do you see where the King's Guard, in this case the Queen's Guards, are taken up out of here? These supposed to be the knights that protect the Queen, that make sure none of these things happen. And somehow, some way, they all gone? They all taken up out of here so quickly, so easily?
Yeah, but I also think it's just another step in showing how Ormond is
so calculated,
skilled, and has resources. And then on the other hand, Rhaenyra is the complete opposite and doesn't have any of that. Even though she does have Daemon on her side, she keeps sending Daemon to all these other sort of missions versus probably using him in a more tactical sort of way. But if she was to use him in a more tactical sort of way, then it's,
he's really good at,
he's the king. He's the king, and you're just,
a pretty queen.
You just shorty fucking.
So shorty fucking.
Yeah.
By the way,
I mean that's how they would look at it in this world.
Yeah.
And so it's tough, but it kind of makes sense because they got tricked with the fake Daemon. Then they
keep getting tricked.
They keep getting set up, and you just show it how overwhelmed they are, how unprepared, and how they don't have a grasp on anything because this is happening right in front of their eyes. Right, it's happening inside their castle.
They're not doing nothing about it for real.
And they don't know who to trust because yeah, everybody pledged allegiance to you, but these were people who also just pledged for the Greens when they were in power.
Not too long
So
ago. Yeah.
who are you to trust? You
Mhm.
can't really trust anybody unless you was to kill everybody and then get a new new staff in there.
From the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, very tough. Very, very, very tough. I thought it was a good way to I mean, great episode to me from the beginning to the end. So many things happened from the beginning to the end. And how many more episodes we have? 3 more episodes?
yes.
I guess I'm excited to see like how all of this plays out. Will Christian Cole survive? Will he get over that lake or that river, wherever the hell that is?
I have no idea.
Will Helena have this baby?
That's a
Or
very good question. I have no idea. And
will
I barely could make out like what happened in their final scene as well.
Yeah,
Once
all I heard was a lot of rats though, and those rats was like,
yeah.
"Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
they're gonna eat him alive." Will Aegon will he survive this journey with Larys? Will that be a checkmate for who is the Greens and who is the Blacks? The Greens are the High Towers, right?
Yes.
Will that be a checkmate for the Greens? Will Aemon, what the fuck is this witch doing Aemon, by the way? Will Aemon show back up? What is that? What is going on with that? It's so many storylines I kind of talk about and kind of go through. It's kind of how they set it up this season. But it's just like question marks. How will I don't read the book? Sorry to the people. Please don't say anything about that.
I don't read the books either. I just do
Did you read the
research.
book? Bitch, I didn't. I'm watching the show.
And they're making a lot of like creative choices that are
Yeah.
completely different than the books.
Yeah.
Because I don't in the books, Helena's not pregnant. She already had all her kids.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So they're
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they're making specific changes.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm excited to see how they're going to end these last 3. But I guess to your point, it's a lot of question marks on where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad episode. It just feels like another reset of like another, because now we've had these characters for X amount of time.
Yeah.
Now here's this new version of Aegon who
Yeah.
has this new awareness about what type of man he wants to be.
What kind of
In
king
turn, what
should
type
be.
of king he wants to be if he gets the throne again.
Yeah.
Now we have Aegon. How is he going to carry on now that he has this sort of reflective sort of viewpoint of his life and how he was raised and how, you know, he may
The mommy
be
issues.
yeah, all the mommy issues or whatever. So it's a lot of, and then what is Allison going to do with Helena?
Yes.
The
What is
kid?
Allison going to do? Question mark.
Yeah, like, and then we're not going to get into the whole, and then the whole political aspect with her as well, between
Yeah.
her and Miss Sarah,
Yeah.
and Miss Sarah basically confirming she's not going to snitch. But then Allison also took the abortion tea, which was kind of crazy because I wasn't
Insane.
expecting for her to react to it. But the next time we see that woman was pale as a loose leaf paper. I was very confused.
Did you just killed yourself? You just aborted yourself.
It's like, bruh. That might be symbolism for something. What could she have possibly been aborting in that moment? I don't know. It may have been symbolism for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many storylines that they still have to like flesh out, and we'll see how it goes. I'm ready for consequences for actions. Like I need major characters to start
to be
getting up
up outta
out of here,
Yeah.
or major characters to start doing stuff that's gonna like really impact you.
Yeah. Quick question. That little boy in the beginning, the first scene who told I don't know who their names are. That's another thing I don't like. It's just so many extra people who like I just don't know their names because we've gotten so many. But the first scene, it was like a little boy was like, "Listen, we're not going to play this game like this. We're actually going to play the Christian Cole game, and that's why they set up those traps for the horses and stuff." Is that Rhaenyra's son? That one that was in the bed when she walked in?
No.
Okay.
That is her. That is Joffrey. That's one of her other younger sons that she had sent away once the war started. That was one of her younger sons, and then she's now bringing them back.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a different kid. He was in season 2, I think. I think he was there when Daemon was stuck at Harrenhal. I think he was speaking to him. I think that's the same character. But we see so little of him, I don't remember.
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah.
I just know the other guy from Sons of Anarchy. He's a Stark. He's he's a Stark.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All right, let's get into our final credits. And let's talk about the ratings and where this episode lands for us. 1 remote is unwatchable. 5 remotes is all-time great peak television. What are you giving House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 5?
You know, I never know what I'm gonna rate these unless like I really know. Like, you know. Unless like I really know. Like in the pit, I knew like what I was rating those episodes. However, I was gonna give this episode a 5, but the more that we talked about it, I will have to break it down to a 4 because there are a lot of question marks. Like there are a lot of things that are not being fulfilled. And 3 episodes, we should have something. We still don't have any too much yet. So we just know there is a rat. And that's it. That's all we know.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it. I definitely, and I know I don't play no factor, but my intent is never to change your mind about how you feel about an episode.
No,
But-
I mean, yeah, and I don't come into it like that. I just think, you know, I was like, dang, it's gonna be good, but you made some valid points, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. I'll keep
Hate to
my
agree with a
points to
man.
myself. Hey, I'll keep my points to myself next time. Yeah, I'll have to give this like it's like a 3.5. Like I think it's solid. It's just not. It's not moving the needle for me. Like I guess I'm waiting for that sort of moment where it's like, okay, things are building up. I feel as though we're in a very stationary sort of place.
We're like, we were here and now we're here.
Yeah, like even though, well, what did I give last week's episode was the Rhaenyra episode, right? No,
No, that was
it
one
wasn't.
before.
Okay, yeah, like whatever the Rhaenyra episode was, I gave that a 4, and then I feel like these last 2 episodes have just been like very much even keel.
Yeah.
Like things are happening. All these things are important. I'm interested and I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But I don't really get that sense of like, oh shit, it's about to pop
It's about to
off.
go down. Yeah.
Like,
I think we're not gonna get that into episode 7 for real, to be honest with you.
yeah, which I'm not necessarily mad at. I'm not going
Yeah.
to say that the season is bad. This is definitely an improvement on season 2.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh,
also
1,000%. 1,000%.
it's also like, come on, like we only got one more
Spit it
season.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, like we only got one more season to see these characters, and maybe season 4 is where we get all the crazy
The Big
battles and
Bang.
where we
Yeah.
get the final conclusion to some of these characters or whatever. Which I'm still very interested to see how they will end the season and the series, because I know at least basically I feel like I know how everybody's fate plays out. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's solid, but it's not really giving me that sort of momentum of like, oh
Yeah.
shit is about to get serious. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, these things happen. This is important, but
Yeah.
we still here. We still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That wraps up our review on House of the Dragon, season 3, episode 5. If you agree with our remote ratings, or if you think we completely missed a mark, do us a favor, tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to check out the description to unlock our massive legacy archive over on Patreon. And next week, we'll be back to break down the latest episode of House of the Dragon. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss the upload. And I almost forgot to mention this earlier because I did say I was going to bring up The Walking Dead again. We do have some special episodes coming
Oh, I'm so excited.
on The Walking Dead since we finished covering it on the channel. But, you know, you might see some other faces, possibly, maybe, who knows?
What's that
I don't
mean?
know. I mean, I said that. So make sure you tune in because I think those episodes are going to be fun and a little bit different than what we've been covering basically since the start of the year, since we've been watching TV nonstop. So it'll be fun to, you know, actually go back and like break
Yeah.
down a show in a different
Yeah.
sort of vacuum for once.
Yeah.
So Yeah, make sure y'all tune in. That's all we have. We are out of here. Hour 30. We are going to shut up now.
Bye.